So here's an example of why you can't just set up this CNC. Even though this machine is CNC, this is why I can't just set it up and walk away. This piece of stock, as you can see at the backside, started out as a 5.5 by 5.5 square, and I need to turn it down to a round. Now you can see when I was at the square picking out the edges and on the lathe, it's throwing out these little chunks and little chips, and that's fine. I mean, these are little spirals, no problem, and you know, they don't cause any issues. But now that I'm down to the continuous round where the lathe is doing a continuous cut, you can see just these huge long strands coming off, and that's due to the wrong geometry on the tool bit. I mean, that's simple as that. If I you know, I'm an amateur machinist. A good manual machinist would grind a proper tool bit with a breaking to break those chips up. In a production shop, they would go to get an insert that had the proper chip breaking geometry to break these up into chips. You know, I don't even, A, I don't know what they're supposed to look like to do that. B, you know, it would just add 2 weeks to my schedule if I got to go pick a chip breaking insert out of a catalog and, you know, pay $20 for it. And so I just use whatever I've got. But this is the downside, is that I got to kind of stand here and monitor this thing. You got to keep these cleaned out. Eventually they'll build up and they'll get caught in the jaws of the chuck or onto the material themselves and just wind itself up into a huge bale of swarf, and possibly jam up the machine even.